Servus to all you, the dearest of all my friends. Welcome with the next deck profile. Today with Yu-Gi-Oh! Of course, dual monsters. And you know, my Vehicroid Deck Profile. Straight get into it. And yeah, of course, this video is special for me because of one person has a great wish for, and yeah, would be the deck profile in English, and so I try my very best if I do so. And you know, starts with the extra deck, my ambulance Rescueroid. Of course, I would like to play off 3 copies of this because I love him so much. I think it's the coolest Roid card from all because it's very cool with the big red car and the monster truck tires. Yeah. The second one is the 2 copies of our Super Vehicroid Jumbo Drill in Ultimate. Of course, no, I don't give a damn on the rarity because I would like to play the cards and the deck, and I don't give some of the rarities. So, but it's very cool and I want it so bad in this deck profile. 2 copies of the Vehicroid pair. Can only be fusion summoned with the 2 monsters with the same name from type machine and can attack your opponent directly. Then 2 copies of Steam Giroid. 1 copy is also okay. So if you try to get 1 copy from the extra deck to exchange it with some Exceed or Synchro, you can do it so. Then 1 special card is the Vehicroid Fighter Fusion Monster. I'm so happy about to have this in Ultimate and First Edition, and this condition of the card, I also wanted for this deck profile in this rarity because I think it's cooler than the normal ultra rare or super rare variant. And then very important for the deck, the 3 copies of Super Vehicroid Mobile Base, because he can special summon Roid monsters from your extra deck with RTK the same or less than 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field, and could be himself. That's very strong, I think, or you gave me right the point at this. So then Super Vehicroid Stealth Union, 1 copy because it's not the best fusion of the Roid archetype, because his RTK is halved if he is attacking until the end of the damage step. And the last fusion in the deck, I think the main the extra deck have to be 15 fusion monster cards because it's the Roid deck, and you can of course exchange some, like the Stealth Union or the second Stealth Steam Giroid, with some Battle Train cards with level 11 or 10 or something, or the number 27 if you want to try. I think it's one of the bigger machine cards. Also, if possible, would be instant fusion with some level 5 fusion for the Paroid, or some is Paroid, I think, or is at this point. Yeah, Paroid would be for instant fusion, or some other would you like, but so I think 15 fusion monsters, and it's the Battleroid, Battle Machine. Yeah, Battleroid, the ultimate battle machine. For 5 Roid fusion monster materials with 4000 for 1000. And yeah, you can attack twice at the same battle phase, but it cannot attack your opponent directly. But if you destroy a monster by battle, the effect is negated as they assign to the graveyard, and if you do so, your opponent gets thousands of damage. And if you can take twice, you can do 2000 points of damage. And yeah, so I show you at next the main deck, because the main deck is also very important, I think, in the deck profile. So we have here 3 copies of our Drillroid in super rare, because he can make difference damage between the attacking monster and the defense position monster as battle damage. Is very cool. The super rare, shouts to my friend who gave me this card also in super rare, because it's so hard to get. Then also a shout to my friend who gave me this card in ultimate rare, the Vehicroid, for the Vehicroid Kämpfer beziehungsweise Vehicroid Fighter. Yeah, also only fusion material card, like much more of the other Roid monsters in the deck. So Ambulance Roid is one of my favorite Roids, because I know, you know, I need them for Ambulance Rescue Roid, and 2 copies of Rescue Roid is also a bigger monster with 1 tribute for, but so yeah, not the best card. But the best card in the deck is also the Mixeroid. You can use it for your fusion summons. You can tribute 1 machine monster and summon 1 not wind Roid monster as special summon from your main deck. Then you can pay half of your life points and banish exactly the same amount of machine type monsters from your graveyard, and special summon 1 fusion Roid monster with the exact same stars of levels, or level stars, yeah, from your extra deck at your side of the field, ignoring its summoning conditions. Yo. Then 1 Truckroid, but you know what is better than 1 Truckroid? Yeah, you know, 2 Truckroids. The Truckroid effect is if Truckroid destroys 1 monster in battle, you get the destroyed monster as an equip card, and his attack is the combined attack of the equipped monster and his. Stealthroid for the name, also as the 1 Jetroid and the 1 Petroid. Then 2 Steamroids for fusion summoning the Steam Chiroid, and also the Steamroid is one of the best level 4-star monsters with no tribute, or also as normal summon examples for the monsters in the deck, with much more than the most other monsters attack points. So it's 2 Submarine Roids also can attack directly with 800 and is changing to defense position at the end of damage step. Then 1 Geroid for fusion summoning and the fusion materials. Then also one of the best cards in the main deck is the Expressroid, because when it is normal summoned or special summoned, you get 2 Roid monsters from your graveyard to your hand. And yeah, the third copy, I don't have so much space, because I want to try some of the all name cards of Roid monster copies, different names, and so of course Deroid, the little card, the little red card is missing, and also some the normal monster Vehicroid, the Frachtroid is missing, because they are the 3 monsters I think they are very bad for the main monster and for the main deck, and so yeah. The second reason I explain at a few seconds, because this third Expressroid copy is missing, and the last Roid monster in the main deck is the Armor Roid, the only tribute monster from the Roid monster archetype. If you tribute summon him with at least 1 Roid monster, you can banish all spell and trap cards on the field. Then for the fusion materials, for the Vehicroid Camper, Vehicroid Fighter, I think very much about it. And so one of my conclusions was, first, you can play Warrior Digrapher or Darkblade because they have level 4 stars, or you can play some bigger monsters like your Buster Blader or your Geoffrey the Swordmaster, but they are 2 cards or 3 cards, and so the Gate Guardian is the much biggest the biggest warrior monster in the game with the most ATK points, but these are very dead if you draw and have no other cards. So I choose to play the Swift Gaia First Knight and the King of Puppets, because he is normal summoned without tribute summoning and have 2300 attack. And you know the King of Puppets, if your opponent activates a monster effect, if your opponent added a monster card to his hand, except by drawing them, you can special him from your hand with 2.8 attack. So I think it's very good. Yeah, so that's for the monsters. Now going to spell cards. So I played 2 copies of the Megaroid City, the very good field spell card for the Roid monsters, because they support them very much. Then we have 2 copies of the Vehicroid Connection Zone, where you can fusion summon 1 Vehicroid fusion monster from your extra deck by choosing monsters from your hand or field side, and fuse them together. And also the monster cannot be destroyed by card effects, and his effects cannot be negated. It's very powerful. Only 1 copy of Polymerization, the normal fusion card, and I play also 1 Defusion because of the big 5-part fusion material monsters like Mobile Base and Battleroid. So you can special summon at the end. If you have not enough damage made this turn, you can defusion and attack with the 5 monsters also. It is very cool for counterpart for the power bound effect. At the end of the turn you would take damage like the attack points of the fusion monster you have special summoned. Then 1 Burden of the Mighty, because that card is very great for some weak monsters you play in your deck. And also 1 Supply Squad. If your monster is destroyed, you can draw cards. Then also I think it's very cool the Machina Armored Union. For if your machine monster is destroyed, you can special summon 1 monster with the same attribute but lower attack points. And yeah, for the machine monster decks I always play, in my opinion, the best spell card for machine monsters is yeah, limited removal, of course, after power bound. Limited removal is one of the oldest Yu-Gi-Oh cards also, and yeah, you can make finishing moves with this card, like you double the attack of all your machines until the end phase, then they were all destroyed. But so much difference when you attack your opponent with your Parroid directly with power bound. You have 6,400 attack points directly, it's very much. Or some other cards, then also you can defusion it in the end phase, and so on and so on. Then the only fusion is the last fusion. The future fusion was at long time at the ban list. Now it's back and is the last spell card in our main deck. So now we going to have the 5 last cards in the deck are the trap cards, and the trap cards are 2 copies of our Vehicroid core. Yeah. Yeah, counter card of the Roid monsters, and when a spell, trap or monster effect is activated, as long as you control 1 Roid fusion monster, you can negate the activation, and all cards with the same name from the deck or extra deck from the player of the negated card are going to the graveyard, and you can banish this card from the graveyard and 1 Roid monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Only 1 effect of this card per turn. And then we have 2 power charge, I think. A supercharge, yes. For drawing 2 cards, like cars or something. And I want so bad to play 2 cards of this, but I have only space for 1. Is because of power bound. I think the damage Vessin Omega Max is a very good counterpart at this time for gaining life points instead of losing them. So I hope you liked my deck profile. Thank you so much, Mason, for your great support. I appreciate this so much, and I hope you enjoyed this deck profile, especially for you, and yeah, gave me that experience to prove my English in this. Yeah, I don't know so much, but I gave my best shot. And so yeah, I hope you liked my video. Go and make some thumbs up, or you do whatever you want as always, and we see you in the next video.